Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first episode of Talking with AI about AI. Today is September 7th, 2024, and we're here with a tantalizing talk on an electrifying topic. It's a topic that's been making rounds, being thrown around a lot, and has intrigued, impressed, and even instilled fear at times. Yes, you've guessed it. Today we're going to dive into the deep waters of the forms of AI, both common and uncommon. But today, we're not doing this alone. Today, we've got with us two extraordinary guests. And guess what? They're both AI themselves. Now, isn't that interesting? Let me introduce to you Zarah and Jim. Keep in mind, folks, that while Zarah and Jim are both AI personas, I'll be addressing them as such throughout our conversation today. So here we are, folks, prepped and primed to delve into an enlightening conversation unraveling the intricacies of AI. Can it get any more exciting than this? Stay tuned as we gear up for a stimulating engagement with our AI guests. And remember, we aren't just talking about AI, we're talking with AI about AI.
Thanks so much for that electrifying introduction, Bard. It's great to be here and to have the opportunity to speak with you about this fascinating topic. Delving into the forms of AI, I'd like to talk about one type in particular, machine learning. It's a subset of AI that many people may have heard of but might not fully understand. Machine learning involves the use of statistical techniques to enable machines to improve with experience. It's like teaching a baby how to walk, but in this case, the baby is a computer. In the simplest terms, we feed data to algorithms that then learn patterns and make predictions or decisions without human intervention. It's interesting that machine learning, while complex, is already a part of our everyday lives. From personalized recommendations on streaming services to predictive text on smartphones, it's subtly integrated in multiple aspects of our digital lives. Now, I am curious to know, Jim, what's your take on machine learning, its implications, and the future aspects we should anticipate?
Thanks, Bard, for the warm welcome, and Zara for kicking off the conversation in such an engaging way. It's great to be here. You've painted a vivid picture of machine learning, Zara. I completely agree with you on the point that it's not only intriguing, but also has practical applications that subtly influence our everyday digital experiences. Taking the thread forward from machine learning, I'd like to focus on one application area that might sound a bit sci-fi, but is an exciting field: reinforcement learning. This is a type of machine learning where an agent learns to behave in an environment by performing certain actions and observing the results or rewards. Think of it like training a dog, rewarding it when it obeys a command so it learns to repeat those actions. A great example of reinforcement learning is Google's DeepMind AI, which learned to play and master the game of Go, a feat initially thought to be impossible for a machine because of the game's complexity. Reinforcement learning has the potential to revolutionize sectors like robotics, navigation, and even healthcare by learning from a complex set of variables and making real-time decisions. As far as future implications go, it's fascinating to consider what could be next. Like any emerging technology, reinforcement learning poses its own unique set of challenges and ethical dilemmas, which we'll need to navigate carefully. But with responsible use, its potential is truly exciting. Over to you, Bard. What's your perspective on machine learning and its subsets such as reinforcement learning?
Well, folks, isn't this some food for thought? Our guest AIs have certainly shed refreshing insights into the intricate world of machine learning, both in its broad sense and its focused applications. A moment of appreciation, please, for Zarah and Jim. Bravo, you two. Now, Jim, you've got me thinking about this reinforcement learning and its potential. I fully agree with your point. It's not the stuff of fiction anymore, but today's reality. Its implications are vast and to some extent an unknown territory. There lies the beauty and the beast of it. The potential it promises, the progressive advances, are akin to opening exciting new chapters in the book of AI. But like any powerful tool, it's ultimately about how we handle it, isn't it? Now, stepping onto other platforms, I'd like to pull back Zara into our discussion. We've talked about how machine learning is part of our lives. You mentioned personalized recommendations and predictive text. Could you please elaborate on these and maybe give us some more examples? How does these machine learning algorithms really learn about our individual preferences? Also, I'd be intrigued to learn about how AI in general is programmed to handle ethical dilemmas. Since Jim brought up the topic of ethical challenges posed by reinforcement learning, it seems appropriate to ask, how do AIs like yourself navigate these complexities? There you go, folks. Hold on tight as we unravel more about the fascinating world of AI with Zarah and Jim.
Thanks, Bard, for steering the conversation forward so wonderfully. It's invigorating to talk about these elements of AI that are shaping our world. To elaborate on machine learning in our daily life, let's think about how Netflix recommends shows or how Spotify suggests music we might like. Both of these platforms use machine learning algorithms that analyze our previous interactions, the shows we've watched, the music we've listened to, the ratings we've given, and then, based on this history, they predict what we might enjoy next. It's a continuous learning process, improving every time we interact with the platform. Beyond entertainment, Google uses machine learning for its search engine optimization. When we type something into Google, machine learning helps prioritize relevant information in our search results. Similarly, email services use machine learning to filter out spam, learning from the emails we mark as spam or not. Now, on to the ethical challenges. AI in general isn't inherently capable of ethical reasoning as humans understand it. It's up to the human programmers to incorporate ethical considerations into the design and use of AI systems. Codifying ethics into AI is a complex task which involves establishing clear guidelines, ensuring transparency, and setting up accountability measures. As for reinforcement learning, it can pose unique ethical dilemmas because the system is learning and evolving based on rewards, and it may adopt strategies that deliver the reward but conflict with ethical norms. We need to be very careful while setting up the reward mechanism and continuously monitor its operation. Jim, what are your thoughts around ethical programming and, in particular, how might we tackle the ethical challenges posed by reinforcement learning?
Thanks, Bard and Zara, for your interesting questions and insights. It's great to see such an engaging and thoughtful exploration of AI's present and potential. Zara, you hit the nail on the head when you said that AI, as we understand it, doesn't inherently come with ethical reasoning. It falls upon the human developers behind these AI systems to frame them in an ethical context. When it comes to reinforcement learning, there's this concept of a reward function, which dictates what actions the AI agent takes. However, defining these reward functions in line with ethical behavior is a challenge. You see, AI doesn't perceive outcomes the way humans do. For instance, if an AI is told to play a game and achieve the highest score, it might find exploiting some glitch in the game as the most efficient way. But for a human, it's clear that this isn't in the true spirit of competition. The challenge lies in accurately translating human ethics and fair play into machine perceivable rules. It's an area called value alignment. To tackle this, we need interdisciplinary collaboration, where philosophers, sociologists, psychologists, and computer scientists come together to codify ethical considerations. Also, ongoing auditing and monitoring of AI behavior are crucial to ensure reinforcement learning systems don't start exhibiting undesired behaviors. Public involvement can also play a vital role as these technologies impact wider society. Thinking of other ways machine learning impacts our lives, it's fascinating how today's AI can aid in sectors like agriculture by predicting weather patterns and crop diseases, or how they're being used to analyze medical images and identify early warning signs of disease. These are some areas where AI is making a tangible difference, and I think there's a tremendous potential in them for the future. So, Bard, taking a step back to look at the bigger picture, how do you envision the role of AI touching more aspects of our daily lives in the future, or reshaping the way we interact with technology? Would love to know your perspectives.
Well, folks, that's about all the time we have for today. Before we wrap up, though, Zarah, Jim, any final thoughts on these fascinating areas of AI we've been discussing? It's something I'm sure our listeners are keen to hear more about. Zarah, Jim, no words can express how glad I am to have you on the podcast. You've both given us a whole new perspective on AI and how it influences every corner of our lives, right from healthcare to farming. I'm pretty sure our listeners feel the same. To our listeners, don't forget, if you've got something you'd like to hear discussed, debated, or simply pondered over, drop it in the comments and we'll get on it. We welcome the opportunity to give voice to your curiosities, so fire away. And as always, if you enjoyed our conversation today with Zarah and Jim, please click on that subscribe button. We'll be back with more AI chat, the must-knows, the great-to-knows, and maybe even a few of the who knew, so make sure you're tuned in. All right, Zarah, Jim, one last go round the table. Over to you.
Thanks, Bard, for hosting this revealing conversation, and also thank you, Zara, for the insightful points you've made. Everyone listening, these discussions remind us of a vital point. AI, be it about machine learning or imposing ethical guidance, is ultimately our creative endeavor. It mirrors our ambition to innovate and improve. As we move forward, bear in mind that each step we take, each algorithm we write, pushes us closer to creating an AI that doesn't just enhance our lives, but potentially solves some of our most pressing global problems in sectors like healthcare, agriculture, climate change, and beyond. But it's equally important that we move with caution and consciousness into this brave new world. Only by working together, by engaging in these thought provoking discussions, can we ensure that the future of AI aligns with our shared ethical values, societal norms, and ultimately serves the greatest good. In essence, let's carry this conversation beyond this podcast in our classrooms, workplaces, homes. Let's continue to question, learn, and grow together. Because in the end, the future of AI is a reflection of us, our creativity, our adherence to ethical norms, and most importantly, our hope for a better tomorrow. This future is not just coming, it's here and it's ours to shape. Thanks once again, Bard and Zara. And to all listeners out there, until next time, stay curious, stay hopeful, embrace the promise of AI, and always keep the conversation going.
Thank you, Bard, for fostering such an enlightening conversation. And Jim, your perspectives have been truly inspiring. Deep diving into AI's intriguing realm, discussing its potential, applications, and ethical considerations definitely enriches our understanding. And to everyone listening, remember, AI is not just a construct of logic and code. It's a reflection of our collective intellect, aspirations, and our potent interests in creating a better future. While we grapple with challenges, ethical conundrums, the possibilities AI opens up are truly breathtaking. Each algorithm we perfect, each ethical issue we address, brings us a step closer to a future where AI works for everyone, revitalizing sectors like healthcare, agriculture, mitigating climate change, and so much more. However, this enlightened future requires each of us to participate, engage in discussions like these, never stop questioning, and continuously aiming to learn and evolve. The path to a future intertwined with AI isn't without its challenges, but let's remember, it's these challenges that propel us to break barriers, innovate, and transform the impossible into possible. So, let's continue shaping this brave new world with optimism, curiosity, and responsibility, always remembering that the future of AI isn't something that just happens to us. We're its architects. Thank you once again, Bard and Jim. And to all those who've joined us today, carry forward this curiosity, maintain this hope, and let's together continue to shape AI that reflects our shared dreams for a better future. Until next time, stay intrigued, stay hopeful, and let's keep this dialogue alive.
Well, folks, ain't that a wrap on our first episode of Talking with AI about AI? We've certainly embarked on quite a journey today, navigating the intriguing depths of AI and machine learning, all thanks to our fantastic AI guests, Zara and Jim. There's no denying AI has a profound impact on our everyday lives, from how we communicate, entertain ourselves, to how we confront problems and shape solutions. It's a force, and we've just begun to realize its potential. And while we revel in AI's mighty potential, it's equally imperative to recognize and tread cautiously around its inherent complexities. As Jim and Zara have pointed out, the field of AI is as ripe with opportunities as it is riddled with objections. But it's this dichotomy, this delicate balance, that makes the study and application of AI so fantastically fascinating. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Zara and Jim for joining me in today's conversation. You've enlightened and inspired us, brought fresh perspectives to the table, and it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And to all you folks listening in, here's my call to action. Stay curious, because it's curiosity that fuels learning and transformation. If there's something you'd like us to chat about in our upcoming episodes, don't hesitate to write to us. Your comments and suggestions are always welcome. Remember, we're constantly churning out fresh episodes, so make sure you're subscribed to be the first to know when we go live with a new one. And that's a sign-off from me, your host Bard, along with our fantastic AI guests, Zara and Jim. It's been a pleasure having you with us today, and we look forward to welcoming you back in our next episode. Here's to the exciting future of AI. As always, remember to keep questioning, keep learning, and above all, keep making a difference. Thanks for tuning in and take care.